हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान। मेरे चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान में आप सब लोगों का फिर से बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। सो टुडेज वीडियो इज़ फॉर क्लास 9 एक्चुअली, एंड a very beautiful poem by Robert Frost, okay, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. And again, I'm going to make here a line by line explanation. Now this video is for both the Meghalaya students as well as the CBSE students who follow the CBSE board, okay. So for both the students, and as I said, I'm going to make here a line by line explanation and in a very simple and easy manner, okay. So let us start the poem. Okay, so there are 4 stanzas in the poem, okay, and this poem is very important, especially for the students. ये poem बहुत ही ज़्यादा important है, especially students के लिए. और क्यों, वो आप जब ये poem जब explanation में करूँगा, when I'll make the explanation, you'll be able to understand why it is so much important for, especially for all of you, okay. So stanza 1. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. ठीक है, तो हम लोग देखते हैं इसका explanation अभी. So what is the explanation? The explanation is that the poet was walking on a road and came across a diversion with 2 different paths. Actually, the poet had entered a forest. Okay, poet जो है वो एक फॉरेस्ट के अंदर एंटर करता है, एंड देयर ही कम्स अक्रॉस अ डाइवर्शन. डाइवर्शन मीन्स दैट ही स्टैंडिंग एट अ पॉइंट, ओके, एंड ही कैन सी 2 रोड्स. वो 2 रास्ता देख पा रहा है इनसाइड द फॉरेस्ट. से दिस इज रोड नंबर 1, दिस इज रोड नंबर 2. ठीक है, सो देयर आर 2 डिफरेंट पाथ्स इनसाइड द फॉरेस्ट, ओके. सो वी कैन कॉल इट अ फोर्क ऑल्सो. इसको हम एक फोर्क भी बोल सकते हैं, एक रास्ता इधर एक रास्ता इधर, ओके. Now he had to choose one path. Now he cannot choose both the roads. He has to choose only one path since he could not travel both. Okay. So because it is not possible to travel on both roads, so he has to choose only one path. Okay. Since he could not travel or cannot travel both the roads. Okay. Now here yellow wood refers to a forest in autumn with yellow leaves. So you can say that the season is autumn, and that is why the leaves have turned yellow. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. So yellow wood means forest, and yellow symbolizes autumn season. ठीक है, yellow symbolizes the autumn season, and that is why the leaves have turned yellow. ठीक है, okay. So let's move on. The poet stood there. Now the poet was standing there, and he was carefully looking at one path to see where it led. तो poet वहाँ पे खड़ा हो गया, and he could see both the paths, and he started analyzing and he started observing, carefully looking both the roads. तो दोनों रास्तों को वो बहुत carefully देख रहा था, because he has to travel either of the one. कोई भी एक रास्ता उसको choose करना है. Okay, he has to choose only one road. So he was trying to observe very carefully, see the 2 roads, okay, where these roads were leading to. Now he could not see the entire path, the entire road. He could only see the path until it curved and was hidden by trees and bushes. तो रास्ता जो है, the poet is standing here, say for example, and there are 2 roads, okay, there are 2 roads, right? So this is road number 1, this is road number 2. So he can only see at one point because it is a very deep forest. So his eyes can only reach till a certain point. After that, maybe the road has bent. Okay, maybe the road has bent. So the bending part he cannot see. And plus there are so many trees and bushes. So the maximum part of the road is hidden now. So he can only see only one part of the road only he can see. He cannot see the entire road. So now he is confused that I cannot see the entire road. I can only see a portion of the road, a part of the road. Okay. So this situation, as if we have to analyze, actually this situation is similar to our life also, where we have choices but must pick only one. See, in our life, see, the explanation of stanza 1 has ended here, okay, and here I'm trying to analyze. Okay, so this situation is very similar to our life. Now the two roads actually represent the choices that we get in our life. Okay, sometimes we have to take very tough decisions in our life. Now in order to take the decisions, you need to first carefully analyze that which decision I must choose, right? Which choice should be accepted by me so that my future will be bright. And we can only choose one. We can only decide one thing. We cannot decide everything together. Decisions are always one. Okay, say for example, after class 10 you have to select a stream. Now whether to choose science, arts or commerce, there are three options, three choices you have, but you must very carefully choose your correct stream so that it will secure your future. So it is same with these two roads also. Okay, and you have to pick only one. Okay, so you have to analyze, no, whether arts is beneficial for you, whether science is beneficial for you, whether commerce is beneficial for you, right? That will secure your future. So we take time to think about the advantages and disadvantages before making a decision. It is very important whether choosing arts will help you, whether choosing science will help you, what are the advantages and disadvantages. So before making any decision, we always have to think and overthink. हमें बार बार सोचना पड़ता है एक डिसीजन लेने से पहले. So it is the same with the poet also, that he is standing at a point, he can see two roads. Now he's trying to decide, he's trying to think about the advantages and disadvantages before making his final decision which road to choose. Alright, I hope you have understood. Now we move on to stanza 2. Stanza 2 says, the poet is saying that, then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. So what is the explanation of stanza 2? So now the poet looked at one path for a long time to decide if it was the right one. तो poet जो है वो रास्ते को बहुत long time से देख रहा था. He was looking at one path, means each of the path. He was looking for a long time and he was taking a long time to decide that which will be the right road for me, which will be the correct path for me that I should travel. Okay, so finally he chooses the other path, the second path, because he felt both were equally good. Now you see, you may feel before taking a decision, if I again give the example of science, arts and commerce, you might feel that all the streams are equally good, but which is good for you, that you must decide. तीनों ही streams अपनी जगह बिल्कुल unique है. All the streams are unique in their own places, but which is better or good for you, that you must decide. So the poet finally chooses the other path. Okay, which the path that he thinks is good for himself, the path that he thinks will secure his future. Okay, so the poet decides to travel on the second road. He thought, that means the poet thought, the chosen path was better as it had grass, meaning less people had walked on it. Now you see the poet, what is the difference between the poet and a normal people? पोएट और एक नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बीइंग में, एक नॉर्मल इंसान में क्या डिफरेंस है? वी चूज द इजी पाथ फॉर आवरसेल्फ. वी ऑलवेज चूज द ईजियर things for ourselves, but the poet has chosen the road which was less traveled by people. The poet had chosen a road which was grassy. मतलब grassy means because grass was growing, that means very less people traveled by the road. And the road which was clear, plain, that means maximum people travel by that road. So the poet deliberately chose the grassy road because he wanted to accept the problems and struggles, because problems and struggles will only make us strong. जब जिंदगी में प्रॉब्लम्स और स्ट्रगल्स आते हैं तभी हम स्ट्रॉन्ग बनते हैं. सो द पोएट वांटेड टू बिकम स्ट्रॉन्गर इन दैट वे. दैट इज व्हाई ही चोज द डिफिकल्ट रोड, द रोड दैट वाज लेस ट्रैवल्ड बाय पीपल. ठीक है, ही डिड नॉट चूज द इजी रोड. Then the phrase wanted where means the path was not used much. तो आपने देखा होगा सेकंड स्टैंजा में, यू सॉ इन द सेकंड स्टैंजा देयर इज अ फ्रेज कॉल्ड वांटेड वेयर. वांटेड वेयर मीन्स the road was not used very much. Okay, and this is the road where the poet is going to, which the poet has chosen actually. So after walking for some distance, he realized both paths were actually worn out the same way. So after walking some distance, the poet felt that actually both the paths were worn out because people walked on both the roads, but the second road that the poet chose was less traveled by people. See, on both the roads people travel, दोनों ही रास्ते के ऊपर से लोग ट्रैवल करते हैं, लेकिन जो सेकेंड रोड है, द रोड दैट द पोएट हैड चोजन, उस रास्ते पे बहुत कम लोग ट्रैवल करते. इसका मतलब हम ये कह सकते हैं, दैट मीन्स वी कैन से इजीली से दैट द सेकेंड रोड वाज अ डिफिकल्ट रोड एंड द पोएट डेलिबरेटली चोज द डिफिकल्ट पाथ. और पोएट ने ये भी कहा कि मैं ये रास्ता डेलिबरेटली चूज कर रहा हूँ, दो आई डू नॉट नो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन. So in life you see, now here the explanation ends and this is the analysis. Now in life you see all choices have similar benefits. If you take arts also you might get some benefits. If you take science also you might get some benefits. If you take commerce also you might get some benefits. So there are many benefits. In all the choices there are some benefits. But there are challenges also. It is not that art, science or commerce, either of these three are very easy. No, all are difficult, right? Then there will be problems also. So benefits, challenges, problems are all there in the choices, in all the choices that you have. But you have to choose the one that will secure your future. Now if a difficult path secures your future, if the difficult path makes you successful, choose that. ठीक है, और सक्सेस का पाथ हमेशा डिफिकल्टी होता है. सक्सेस इज इक्वल टू डिफिकल्टी ओनली. सक्सेस इज नेवर इजी, है ना. सक्सेस इज नेवर इजी, इट इज ऑलवेज डिफिकल्ट ओनली. ठीक है, तो लेट अस मूव ऑन. वी मे थिंक वी आर चूजिंग अ बेटर ऑप्शन, but all the options are ultimately the same. So we may think that we are choosing a better option, but all options are ultimately the same. See, hard work is the essence of everything. If you want to work hard, then it does not matter whether you take art, science or commerce. It is the hard work. But anyways, the decisions must be taken very wisely, whatever decisions you take. Okay, if you're good in mathematics, then you must pursue streams that are connected to mathematics. If you're very good in English, then you must choose you must choose a stream where you feel that you may excel in English. Okay, for that you have arts. So similarly, you see something like that. Okay, so we move on to the third stanza. In the third stanza, the poet is saying, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Now let us learn the explanation. So both paths looked the same that morning. So it was morning time. The poet during morning time he entered the forest and there he saw the two roads. So both the roads looked similar that particular morning. And the leaves on both paths were fresh and untouched because it was morning time. So the leaves on both paths were fresh and untouched. तो दोनों रास्ते पे जो पत्ते गिरे थे वो बहुत fresh थे और untouched. That means we can say that the poet was the first person to enter the forest. Okay, that morning. So the poet chose one path and thought he would take the other another day. तो poet ने सोचा कि I can take only one path at a time. I cannot take the two paths. I cannot choose the two paths. You cannot choose the three streams together. Right? You have to choose any one stream. So in the similar manner, the poet said that I can choose only one path and the other path I can take some other day. ठीक है, दूसरा जो रास्ता है वो मैं किसी और दिन ले लूंगा, आज मैं इस रास्ते पे चलता हूँ. Now he knew that one path leads to another and it would make it very hard for him to return back. Though the poet said that I will choose road number 2 and road number 1 I will travel sometimes later. Okay, but you see the poet already knew that this road number 2, which is a difficult road, one path leading to another means that this is the road. Now the poet cannot fully see the entire road. He can only see just one part of the road, right? Now it can be that inside the forest, this road might take a right turn, the one road leading to another road. Then from here there is another left turn. Then from here there is another U-turn. Okay, so one road leading to other road. All right. So once we make a choice, you see, what is the meaning of it? In life, once we make a choice, we must move forward. There is no coming back. Again, I'll give you the example of the stream so that you can understand better. You chose science stream and you thought sometimes later on I can take art stream. But while studying science, you feel that you have to work so much hard here that it is not possible to return back to arts now. Similarly, you see, we have to make choices. When we make a choice, when we have fixed a decision, we must stick to the decision and we must move forward. There is no coming back. So the poet doubted. I'll just come to this poem again. I doubted if I should ever come back. तो poet ने सोचा कि I will keep the first for another day. तो ये जो first road है, इसे मैं later किसी और दिन travel करूँगा. And the poet in the last line is saying, but I doubt. Once I have taken a decision to travel on the second road and I doubt if I can come back. तो मैं वापस आ पाऊंगा कि नहीं, ये मुझे थोड़ा सा डाउट है. And that is why you see, once you take a decision, we don't get a chance to go back and choose the other option. From science, you cannot jump back to arts. There are many students who suddenly take science and they feel that science is so difficult. So they lose 1 year or 2 years and they shift back to arts. Okay, this should never happen with anyone. Choose your stream, choose the decisions of your life very wisely. Otherwise, you will simply waste your time, energy, and money. Okay, so once you choose something, there is no coming back. Okay, there is no coming back. Life will only give you one option if you put it in that way. Now we move on to stanza 4. I hope you have understood stanza 3. And this is the last stanza actually. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. What is the meaning of this? Explanation is that the poet is saying that in the future, poet ये बता रहा है कि future में, in the future, he shall tell the people that there was a time when he had two choices in life. तो poet ही बोल रहा है कि in future I will tell the people that you see when I was young I had two choices in life, and which I went with which choice, or I accepted which choice. He chose the road that fewer people had taken. So the poet says that I will be able to say very proudly to those people in future that I chose the road that very few people traveled, that very less people traveled. And because of this choice, it has shaped his future. इस choice की वजह से उनका future shaped हुआ है. Right? You see that the second road that the poet took, I told you already, it is a difficult path. And the poet deliberately chose the difficult path because the poet, somewhere the poet says that, or somewhere the poet feels that difficulty will make me stronger and tougher. Problems and challenges will only make me strong, sharp, and experienced. Okay, so in future he will tell the people proudly that I have chosen the road that very few people travel. I did not choose the easy road, I chose the difficult one. So you see, similarly, when we grow up, we will look back at the choices we made when we were young. तो आप जब बड़े हो जाएंगे, when you all grow up, right? And if you think about your past choices, okay, so you will be able to tell all the people about your past choices. And if you are successful, that means your decisions, your choices were correct. अगर आप लाइफ में फ्यूचर में जाके सक्सेसफुल होते हैं, इसका मतलब आपने जो डिसीजंस लिया था व्हेन यू वेर यंग, द डिसीजंस दैट यू हैड टेकन वेर करेक्ट. सो मेक योर डिसीजंस वेरी, चूज योर, डिसाइड, मेक योर डिसीजंस वेरी वाइजली. आप जो भी डिसीजंस आज लेते हैं, टुडे द डिसीजंस दैट यू टेक विल शेप योर फ्यूचर, एंड दिस इज व्हाट द पोएट इज टेलिंग. Okay, that has made all the difference. If I come here, because he chose the difficult path, he became strong, he became experienced, and because of that there was a difference in his life. That means he was able to be successful. वो successful बनने में उनका मदद हुआ. ठीक है. So the choice we make will decide what we become. Exactly. The choice of today will shape your future tomorrow. So whatever you choose, choose wisely. So we must be wise and careful while making decisions. कोई भी decisions आप ले, this year you are in class 9, next year you'll be in class 10, after that you have to choose a stream, then you have to go for some professional studies, build your career. So take the decisions in a very wise and careful manner. See, sometimes what happens, we fall under the influence of other people. Because my friend is going to science stream, so I will also take science stream. And sometimes there are challenges also, sometimes there are challenges. Oh, he has taken commerce, okay, so I must also go to commerce. No, all of us, we have individual talents. All of our capacities are different from one another. So don't mix yourself with others. ठीक है. तो our future depends on the choices we make today. तो हमारे फ्यूचर डिपेंड करता है उन डिसीजंस पे जो हम आज लेते हैं. ओके, लाइफ डज नॉट हैव अ रिवर्स बटन. लाइफ में जो रिवाइंड बटन होता है, रिवर्स बटन होता है, वो नहीं होता है. लाइफ डज नॉट हैव अ बैकवर्ड बटन. Life always moves forward. So make your choices very wisely and carefully. This is what the poem teaches us, and Robert Frost has written it very, very wonderfully. And that is why in the beginning I said that this video is specially for the students. Okay, so that's all. I hope you have understood the poem, and thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share my videos. Okay, I'm there on Instagram also. Please follow me on Instagram, and you can scan these codes also. This is my Instagram QR code, this is my website QR code. You can easily scan with your mobile scanners, and it will redirect you to my Instagram and websites. Okay, so that's all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching the video. With love from Omni Gyan, and all the best to all of you. Thank you so much.